feeling disgusting and gross and unacceptable. She's feeling like where she buys her groceries and her neighbors have seen her paraded out in front of everybody to be mocked and insulted. She's probably been beat and spit on. The crowd is taunting and jeering at her. I mean, she's probably hiding her face. She just wants to disappear. She just wants to die. And in the midst of this, Jesus does his power play. He does his thing. What a master, what wit, what amazing grace and mercy. And he ends up turning the hypocrisy of the accusers against them. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone. Go ahead. You want justice? Have justice. But you need to realize that it would be equally as just if any one of you stone throwers were the target. You want justice for her? Let's have justice for everybody. Let's have everybody get what's coming to them. Because the fact of the matter is, you and I want justice. Politicians don't get elected going soft on crime, right? No politicians ever been like, you know what I want? We're going to go with the forgiveness plan. Elect me, and I will give forgiveness to everyone. Nobody gets elected on that plan. We want people that are tough on crime, that are going to punish people, that are going to have justice. And it's like, yeah. But then when it's our turn, it's like, let's get a lawyer and see how we can soften it. How do we get out? How do we escape? How do we get free? Well, Jesus is fine. Let's do justice for everybody. And so the older among them, the more wise, start dropping their rocks and walking away. They've lived long enough to get it. You know what? I haven't been blameless as I've journeyed through this world. I've got my faults, I've got my mistakes, I've got my failures, I've got my imperfection, and I'm not going to be the one that kills this little girl. The younger, the more zealous ones, well, it takes them longer. But they find themselves alone, and all that zeal evaporates, and they start walking away, and Jesus scoops up this little girl, looks her in the face. Where are your accusers? Now, something's happening in this moment. There's this exchange. Something in the eye contact of Jesus is communicating the truth of what happens, of what's about to happen, of grace and mercy. They've gone, Lord. And Jesus says, well, neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. How is Jesus okay with it? I mean, some of us will look at this story and we'll say, I don't get it. She seems to get off scot-free. How is it that Jesus can say to her, go? You know that for a period of church history, this story was lost. Now, scholars agree that this story is authentic, that it actually represents a true account of what Jesus did from the first century. You may have a footnote in your Bible, some of you, that says something like, the earliest manuscripts do not contain this story. You know, John 7:53 through John 8:12 or 11. Well, it was lost. And as you start to research, as you dig a little bit, you'll find out that it was maybe lost deliberately. But somewhere around the 2nd or 3rd century, when the emphasis was on penance and people answering for their sins, when people wanted satisfaction and justice, they thought this story was a little bit soft. And so somewhere along the line, it got excluded from a manuscript of the Bible. Wow. I mean, really, people? Am I saying this from the stage? Like, I mean, you get that this story is a little soft. I think they missed the point. I don't think it is soft. I don't think that Jesus forgives her easily or freely at all. I think that the reason Jesus can look her in the face and say, you know what? Go and sin no more. You're accepted. You're not rejected. You're no longer on the outside. You're now on the inside. You're no longer a sinner. You're now a saint. Is because he intends to take her punishment on himself. The hammer needs to fall. Somebody's got to answer. There needs to be justice. And so where's the hammer going to fall? It's going to fall on Christ. I mean, follow me on this. This woman expects judgment. She knows she deserves it. She's anticipating it coming. And then she looks into the face of grace. And she's broken. Go and leave your life of sin. I don't condemn you. Go and sin no more. Where's the justice? The justice is because of sin, all of us have been rejected. We've all been put out of the family of God. We've all been put out of that harmony, that relationship with God. But because of the cross, this beautiful act where all of the wrath of God, all the justice of God, all the anger of God was poured into Christ, everything you lost is now available to you again. Now, I'm not saying that you are acceptable to God, because that might not be the case. But what I am saying is that acceptance is available to you.